All right, in case you guys missed it, Gamergate 2.0 seems to have kicked off this week, and if you're not quite sure why I'm saying that, here's a little recap, kind of a TLDR about everything going on with everybody's favorite company, Sweet Baby Inc. this last week. So, an article we have here from Fandom Pulse says, Chris Kindred of Sweet Baby Inc. attempts to cancel a Steam curator for revealing their video game projects. Long story short, this company's Sweet Baby Inc., they are a game development and consultation firm. Essentially what they've done is they've latched their name, their brand, onto a couple dozen big studios, such as Xbox Game Studios, Square Enix, Rocksteady, Electronic Arts, a whole bunch of different studios, guys. I can't even think of all the ones they're attached to. They've had a hand in many different games that have... Most of the games have been very, they've been flops. They've not been received well. They haven't sold well. There's been a few notable ones in there, like the Marvel Spider-Man 2, God of War Ragnarok. There are certain games where it hasn't hurt the sale of the game, but there's been some controversy about it. For example, God of War Ragnarok deciding to have a black Norse god for representation purposes. Spider-Man 2, there was a lot of the LGBT trans agenda being pushed in there. And so there's been a lot of controversy about it. Then you have things like the Saints Row reboot, which was a complete flop. Everybody hated it. Starfield was a big bomb. Sweet Baby Inc. was attached to both those games as well. Forspoken was the biggest joke of a game ever. And that one flopped as well. It had them all over it. So this person that works for Sweet Baby Inc., Chris Kindred, found out about this Steam curator who had basically the idea of the page was to notify people, to let them know about projects that Sweet Baby was attached to. So Chris Kindred, who works with them, decided, I'm going to harass this person and put them on blast on Twitter to try to get their Steam page shut down. Now, it's also really important to note, this Sweet Baby Inc. company is also attached to Valve, the owner of Steam. So Valve is one of their clients as well. So there's a lot of, who knows how this is going to go. But at the time this all blew up, this curator page only had 9,200 followers. As of right now, well, we'll check in on the numbers in a second. It's blown up, okay? So this kind of backfired on this person. All of their tweets got revealed, all sorts of crazy stuff they've said, and it's gotten even worse. So if you look at some of the stuff that's been pointed out now, the original tweet was basically them, Chris Kindred, trying to harass this curator, get him shut down, trying to get Steam to actually close their account because basically that's just how terrible these people are. Then you have people pointing out that Zoe Quinn from Gamergate was in cahoots with somebody else who goes by Lego Butts on Twitter, who was actually DDoSing a site that they didn't agree with. Now I'm going to play it for you right here. This guy, Oh No It's Alex on Twitter, he's the one that actually made this video, so shout out to him.
See, here's a tweet from 2014, not 10 years ago, where Felix at LegoButts decided to at Zoe, saying we exploded their site, OMG us. Zoe responds with, at LegoButts, oops, we DDoSed something on accident. What they mean is, they were having a conversation about a website called the Fine Young Capitalists. This was back in the Gamergate days. And by doing so, they basically sent pretty much all of their ilk to that website, basically just DDoSing that website inadvertently by having that conversation. In fact, here is Zoe Quinn admitting to that from the previous deleted tweets that she made earlier. Number 4, the DDoS was nothing other than shitty infrastructure on their part being unable to handle the traffic from Twitter's convo about them. Ah, yes. Let me go ahead and use my large platform to talk about people and blame it on their infrastructure rather than anything else. So going back to the original post, we can see that Lego Butts at Felix at Home has direct ties to Zoe Quinn, who also had direct ties to Anita Sarkeesian, who also worked on Feminist Frequency, and now is directly working with Sweet Baby Inc. Everything that people fought against the last 10 years or 10 years ago about Gamergate, about ethics in journalism, about ethics in general, about not having actual agendas being pushed onto players and consumers and trying to force diversity and inclusion into video games rather than just letting the artists be the artists themselves, has never left or been gone.
And that's pretty much where we're at right now. All these people are all connected. They all know each other. They're all scum. They're all pushing the same agenda. And this person here, Lego Butts, that they mentioned, Grums here pointed out on Twitter that, this other person actually shared it and then Grums retweeted it. Mithra is Fine pointed out that Felix at Home, or Lego Butts, says abort all the Jews. Now, I don't really care what your opinion is on the whole Israel-Gaza conflict. I've got my own nuanced opinion. That's pretty messed up. Then you've got certain things like, let's see. This is from Lego Butts again. Pay me to shoot down your white male lead game ideas. This is from 10 years ago. So this person's been working on this ideology, this train of thought for a while. I usually get grossed out when straight white rich people kiss, but even I think those two are pretty cute. Had a nightmare that I was a white male gamer. I just had a thought about trying this again with a photo of a young white person about to be ripped open, but I'm betting folks would immediately flag it as traumatic, and I'm guessing the image will get taken down before responses accumulated. That's from 5 years ago. Then you have Endymion in here pointing out that they were also attached to Fable, the reboot, which of course is famous for this not very attractive protagonist. And of course, showcasing some of their biggest failures here with Saints Row, Forspoken, Starfield, the ones we already mentioned. So yeah, this company here is full of the most vapid, evil, awful people that create the most toxic environment, and all they do is hate their customer base. They hate the gamers, they hate the straight white males, they hate anybody who... And again, I pointed out in my last video about the whole black hairstyle thing. It's not about being against diversity, it's about when diversity and inclusion is always the thing that's being shoved at the forefront down people's throats when it's already something that we're okay with. Everyone is already fine with including everybody, as long as you're not going to try to change what we like about the games. Again, no one's trying to change, no one's trying to erase black people or women or whatever from video games. They've existed for forever. So stop trying to force us to think that we need to be part of this like crazy ideology. And if you want to look at where the Steam curator is at now, his actual group is up to 31,000 members. He's gaining new members every minute. And his curator page, 78,893 followers. So this absolutely blew up in their face. Somebody, in fact, pointed out that Suicide Squad, which is another Sweet Baby Inc. Associated game, has less current active players than people that are actually in-game on other games attached to this group. It's just crazy. Absolutely mind-blowing. This has been like the most epic blowback to anything I've ever seen. Share your thoughts down below. I want to hear from you guys. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching the video. We do have 2 channels, one for daily uploads, the other one for more of my live streams and hot takes. Links to both are down below, as well as the ability to join as a channel member for as little as $3 a month, and that'll greatly help us out. Much appreciated. We also have links to our Etsy accounts down below, as well as our website. We also have Locals and Subscribestar. If you didn't want to support us on YouTube, you can support us through those. Thanks again for being here, and we will see you on the next one.